All right, let's just get right into it. What if I told you there's something like free money in crypto? I'm not talking about a scam or some weird gimmick. I'm talking about a real, happening all the time event that has literally dropped thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars into people's wallets. So many people miss out on this. But today, we're going to show you the map.
I mean, just look at the Arbitrum airdrop in 2023. You had tons of people who just woke up one morning, checked their wallets, and found over $10,000 worth of tokens sitting there. And what did they do to earn it? They just used the network. That's it. No strings attached.
And it's not a one-off. What about the Jito airdrop over on Solana? People who were just staking their sol, something they were probably doing anyway, got a surprise gift of tokens worth $30,000 or even more. That's not just cool, that's life-changing money for clicking a few buttons.
So you have to be asking, right? How on earth is this possible? And, the much more important question, how do you get a piece of the action? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down for you. This is your treasure map to the next big one.
Here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll explain what an airdrop even is and why protocols do them. Then, we'll get into the fun stuff. How to hunt for them, a step-by-step playbook to get you started, the big risks you absolutely need to avoid, and finally, we'll wrap up with a realistic take on the whole thing.
Okay, so first things first. This isn't some glitch in the matrix. Airdrops are actually a super smart, very intentional strategy that's kind of unique to crypto. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on.
So at its heart, an airdrop is really simple. It's when a new project gives away its brand new token for free to a whole bunch of people. The idea is to reward the early believers and, this part is absolutely crucial, to spread out ownership so the project isn't controlled by just a few insiders. But why? Why give away something so valuable? Well, there are a few huge reasons. First, for a project to be truly decentralized, it needs thousands of different owners, and an airdrop is the fastest way to get there. Second, it's the ultimate thank you to the early users who took a chance on them. Third, let's be honest, nothing gets people talking like free money. It's an insane marketing tool. And finally, there's a legal angle. Giving tokens away is a very different ballgame than selling them. It's a pretty brilliant move, really.
And look, this is not some new trend. This has been a core part of crypto for years. Uniswap basically set the standard back in 2020. Then you had ENS, Arbitrum, Jito, Jupiter on Solana. The pattern is undeniable. If you use promising new projects before everyone else, you put yourself in a position to get rewarded down the line.
Okay, so we get the what and the why. Now let's get to the how. How do you actually spot these opportunities before they become front-page news? It really comes down to looking for the right clues.
Think of this as your hunting guide. The number one sign, the biggest tell, is a really popular protocol that doesn't have a token yet. Also, you gotta follow the money. If a project just raised a ton of cash from big VCs, you can bet those investors are going to want a token at some point. And always keep an eye on new blockchains, especially Layer 2s, because they often use airdrops to kickstart their whole ecosystem.
But you want to know the most obvious signal? It's points. When a protocol starts giving you points for doing stuff on their platform, they are basically screaming at you from the rooftops that a token is coming, and those points will likely convert into that token. It is the clearest signal you will ever get. All right, it's playbook time. Let's get tactical. This is what people call airdrop farming. It's the art of intentionally using these protocols specifically to qualify for a future airdrop. And trust me, there is a method to the madness.
Here it is, your 6-step strategy. Step 1, identify your targets using those clues we just talked about. Step 2, get some funds onto that new chain or protocol. Step 3, and this is super important, be active. Don't just park your money, make swaps, lend, borrow, do things consistently. Step 4, play around with a few different apps in their ecosystem. Step 5, it helps to keep a little note of what you did. And step 6, the hardest part, be patient. Seriously, this can take months, sometimes more than a year. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So what kind of activity actually moves the needle? Well, projects want to see that you're a real, valuable user. Things like swapping tokens on their platform, bridging assets over to their network, or providing liquidity to their pools, these are the high-value actions that prove you're not just a tourist, you're actually contributing to their ecosystem.
Okay, we gotta have a serious talk now, because wherever you find the promise of easy money, you're also gonna find sharks in the water. We need to cover the biggest dangers you have to watch out for: scams, and this thing called a Sybil attack.
So a Sybil attack is when one person creates like hundreds or thousands of fake wallets to try and game the system and get way more airdrop tokens. Let me be clear. Projects hate this, and they are getting crazy good at sniffing it out. If they flag your wallets as a Sybil, you get zero, nothing. So the lesson here is simple. It's way better to be an honest farmer with one solid, active wallet that gets a real reward than a Sybil with 100 wallets that all get disqualified. Don't get greedy.
And then you have the flat-out scams. The rules to protect yourself are simple, and you cannot break them, ever. Number 1, never connect your wallet to some random website that DMs you. Number 2, always go to the project's official Twitter or Discord to verify any airdrop announcement. And number 3, if a site says you need to send them crypto to get your free airdrop, just run. It is 100% guaranteed scam every single time.
Okay, let's land the plane and talk about what's realistic here. Airdrop farming isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a game of probability and patience. It takes time, it takes some effort, and yeah, it costs some money in gas fees.
The best way to think about it is expected value. You might spend maybe $200 in transaction fees farming 10 different protocols. And you know what? 9 of them might give you nothing. But if that 10th one hits and airdrops you $2,000 worth of tokens, your entire operation was a huge success. That's the game we're playing.
And this is key. When you finally do get an airdrop, you need a plan before the tokens hit your wallet. Are you going to sell it all immediately and lock in that profit? Are you going to hold on because you really believe in the project's future? Or are you going to do a mix, sell enough to get your initial cost back plus some profit, and let the rest ride? Decide ahead of time so you don't make emotional decisions in the moment.
So, here's the real takeaway. Think of airdrop farming as a fantastic bonus, not a guaranteed paycheck. The absolute best strategy is to find and use protocols that you're genuinely curious about and think are cool. And then, if an airdrop happens, that's just the awesome cherry on top.
And with that, you've officially completed our Advanced DeFi series. You now have the full playbook for finding and farming airdrops safely and effectively. You've got the knowledge. Now the fun part begins. Go out there and apply it.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to get you started. Now that you have the strategy, which tokenless protocol are you going to go explore first? The hunt is on.